Coming up, it's time to talk about... No, we're talking about Georgia Railroad's CSX Heritage Unit. But has something been left off this thing? No. All that and more is next. Fairburn, Georgia, home to a massive CSX intermodal terminal. And today, it's a stop for CSX train 198I as it heads south. In the lead, number 1834, the Heritage Unit. Railroad of Georgia, still looking fresh on this hot July day after its debut in June of 2024. By now, many of you probably know the complaint many rail fans have about CSX's Heritage Units. Norfolk Southern has 20 units that are Norfolk Southern. Okay, so aside from the front of the locomotive, which wears CSX's default dark blue and yellow, the Georgia road paint scheme seems pretty accurate. While the paint job is superb, something is missing. Specifically this, the Georgia Railroad Herald, applied to the back of the engine, but not the sides. Now, if you want to study this paint scheme a little more, head over to the Railway Museum in Georgia. There, you'll find number 1026, an electromotive division GP7 built in 1950. Now, let's be honest. Us rail fans can be pretty critical of painted metal. Honestly, I'm just happy CSX is doing something. So what makes this railroad so important?
Nothing!
According to the book, A History of Georgia Railroads by Book, legend has it that John Edgar Thompson, the chief engineer in charge of building the railroad paperwork. In Atlanta, the Georgia Railroad linked up with the Western and Atlantic, which went to Chattanooga, and the two lines are still connected. As you might have guessed, it was rebuilt, but it was rebuilt. The major players included the Louisville and Nashville and Atlantic coastline, then the Seaboard coastline and the Family Line system, and later the Seaboard system, and finally, the Georgia Railroad was also a railroad. Years, both passengers and passenger freight traveled up and down the Georgia Road. This was quite an interesting operation.
And around 6 miles to the east of Decatur, another Georgia Railroad depot still stands, although CSX wanted it moved back away from the right-of-way. The building is now a restaurant. Here's a shot of the depot from back in 1963. The switcher is an electromotive division NW2. And here's a wider angle. Man, has this area changed.
Continuing to the east, the line passes the iconic Stone Mountain. The tracks around the mountain were once connected. That's right, the Stone Mountain Scenic Railroad and its classic locomotives are now cut off from the outside world. Heading farther east to Lithonia, there's a small yard. That's where I saw a small yard. So, what's the Georgia Railroad like now? Well, the line from Atlanta to Augusta is still operating. In the end, at least CSX is honoring a small railroad that was a big part of Georgia history. Anyway, that's it for now.